Dear students, I am going to talk about the feedback in amplifier and its general theory. Feedback is one of the fundamental processes in nature. Feedback is a process whereby a portion of the output is returned back to the input to form part of the system excitation. In feedback process, a portion of the output energy, say voltage or current, is derived back to the input circuit, which makes the input dependent on the output of the amplifier and thus controls the output. Depending upon whether the feedback energy aids or opposes the input signal, the feedback may be divided as positive feedback, where the feedback is in phase, the feedback energy is in phase with input signal and aids it. It is known as direct or regenerative or positive feedback. In this case, the gain of the amplifier is increased, but the range of uniform amplification, that is bandwidth, is reduced. The distortion and noise in output are increased and the stability is reduced with the variation of input voltage. Due to these reasons, the positive feedback system is seldom employed in amplifiers. If the feedback energy is sufficiently large, this process is used in oscillator. And in negative feedback, when the feedback energy is 180 degree out of phase with the input signal and thus opposes it, it is known as inverse degenerative or negative feedback. In this case, the gain of the amplifier is reduced, but the range of uniform amplification, that is bandwidth, is increased. Thus, the stability of the feedback amplifier is increased, and this process reduces all amplitude, frequency, and phase distortions, and also the noise in the output. Due to these reasons, the negative feedback is frequently employed in amplifier. So we have classified feedback as positive feedback and negative feedback. But we can also classify feedback as voltage feedback and current feedback. In a voltage feedback, the voltage signal fed back is proportional to the output voltage across the load impedance and is independent of the load impedance. On the other hand, in the current feedback, the voltage signal fed back is proportional to the output current and is independent of the load impedance. It must be noted that in both the cases, only voltage signal is fed back. A feedback amplifier has two parts, an amplifier and a feedback circuit. Depending on the output connection, output voltage or current drives the feedback circuit. The signal from the feedback circuit returns to the input of the amplifier. This controls the output of the amplifier. There are four basic connections of the feedback circuit. The voltage series feedback. In this arrangement, the feedback voltage is derived from the output voltage and is fed in series with the input signal as shown in the figure. Since the input ports of the amplifier and the feedback circuit are in series, but the output ports of the amplifier of the feedback circuits are in parallel, the arrangement is called series parallel feedback. The amplifier is thus called series parallel or series shunt feedback amplifier. This is also called a voltage amplifier or voltage converter. Such a circuit has high input impedance and low output impedance. The next is voltage shunt feedback. Voltage shunt feedback. The feedback voltage is derived from the output voltage and is fed in parallel, that is in shunt, to the input signal as shown in the figure. The amplifier is thus called shunt or simply shunt feedback amplifier. This is also called a current voltage converter or trans-impedance amplifier. The next one is current series feedback. The feedback voltage is derived from the output current and is fed in series with the input signal as shown in this figure. This current series feedback. Since the input ports of amplifier and feedback circuit are in series and the output port are also in series, the feedback arrangement is called series feedback. The amplifier is thus called series feedback amplifier. This is also called a voltage current converter or transconductance amplifier. And the next one is current shunt feedback. The feedback voltage is derived from the output current and is fed in parallel with the input signal as shown in the figure. Since the input ports of the amplifier and feedback circuit are in parallel and the output ports are in series, the feedback arrangement is called parallel series feedback. The amplifier is thus called shunt series feedback amplifier. In practical amplifier circuits, negative feedback circuits are invariably used. The voltage series feedback amplifier, that is this one, is the best from an input-output impedance consideration, but it suffers the highest decrease in voltage gain of all the connections. It is also known as emitter follower amplifier. The current series feedback is this one. Amplifier, the current series feedback amplifier is the RC coupled amplifier without the bypass capacitor. It is commonly used. The voltage shunt feedback is simplest circuit for DC stabilization of the operating point and for providing negative voltage feedback at the same time. And the current shunt feedback this is not used in amplifiers, and it as it decreases input impedance and increases output impedance. So the basic structure of the feedback amplifier, we know that for each amplifier a signal is taken from the output signal and is fed back to the input through the feedback circuit. At the input, it is combined with the signal source, and this combined signal is applied to the input of the amplifier. In this way, the feedback amplifier circuit must consist of the following 6 units. One is signal source, that is input. Number 2 is output signal. The output can be either the voltage across or the current in the load resistance RL. Feedback network. This is usually a passive network consisting of resistors, capacitors and inductors. In most of the cases, the capacitors or resistor-capacitor combinations from the feedback circuit form the feedback circuit. This circuit converts the voltage signal from the output port to the form of signal appropriate for comparison to the input port. And number 4 is basic amplifier. The basic amplifier may be any one of the 4 configurations I have said earlier. And the sampling network is very important. The sampling network is a suitable network. In figure you can see that the voltage sampler, this is a sampling network, and it is used to sample the output signal and transmit this signal back to the input through a feedback network. Here sampling refers to obtaining a continuous signal proportional to the output. And another is, these are 2 sampling network. One is voltage sampler, another is current sampler. And another is summing network. At the input, the feedback signal is combined with the signal source by means of a network known as summing or comparison or mixer network. The differential amplifier is often used for comparison, and its output voltage is proportional to the difference between the signals at the 2 inputs. So here you can see there is a series connection and there is also a parallel connection. So these are known as voltage summing. This is series comparison, and this is parallel connection used to compare source current and feedback current, known as current summing or shunt comparison. Now I am going to discuss about the general theory of feedback. The basic principle of the feedback amplifier can be given on the basis of the block diagram of given here, and let AV be the voltage gain of the amplifier in the absence of any feedback, which is defined as, you all know that voltage gain is given by the output voltage divided by input voltage, that is V0 by Vi, or here V0 by Vs. When the feedback circuit is connected, here it is denoted by beta, with the amplifier circuit, a certain fraction of output V0 will be fed back to the input in series with the signal voltage Vs. This will change the output voltage from V0 to V0 prime. If beta is a reverse transmission of the feedback network, or it is always also called the feedback ratio, then we have beta is equal to feedback voltage Vf divided by output voltage V0 prime. Thus, the effective input to the amplifier is equal to the sum of the input signal Vs and feedback voltage Vf. and VF is equal to, you can see that VF is equal to beta V0 prime. So VI is equal to Vs plus Vf. Vi is equal to Vs plus Vf. And Vf is substituted as beta V0 prime. So V0 prime, you all know that output V0 prime is given by AV. AV is a gain, AV into Vi, and you can substitute the value of Vi from the above equation, that AV into Vs plus beta V0 prime, and after some mathematical manipulation you can see that AF is the gain of the amplifier with feedback circuit, is given by V0 prime by Vs. So from the above equation you can see that AF is equal to AV by 1 minus AV beta, and for convenience we are dropping the suffix V, so AF is equal to A by 1 minus A beta. Thus we see that due to feedback, the gain of the amplifier is changed by a factor 1 by 1 minus A beta. The term A beta is called return ratio or loop gain, feedback factor or loop transmission. And in general, A and beta are complex in nature and function of. For beta is equal to 0, AF is equal to A. This is called the open loop gain, and for beta not equal to 0, AF is called closed loop gain. The quantity 1 minus A beta is often referred to as the return difference. So on the basis of this equation, this is the basic equation, AF is equal to A by 1 minus A beta. The following cases are possible. First, the case A. If mod of 1 minus A beta is less than 1, then AF is greater than A. If AF is greater than A, this is a condition for positive or regenerative feedback. And if mod of 1 minus A beta is greater than 1, then AF is less than A. This is the condition of negative or degenerative feedback. And in this case, the polarity of VF will become opposite. So Vi is equal to Vs minus Vf. So Vi is equal to Vs minus beta V0 prime. So AVI is equal to V0 prime, that is equal to AVs minus beta V0 prime. So from here AF comes out as A by 1 plus A beta. So AF is equal to A by 1 minus plus A beta, where the minus sign is for positive feedback and the plus sign is for negative feedback. And if 1 minus A beta is equal to 0, then AF is infinite. This is a condition for oscillation because the output will be obtained without any external input. And if A beta is much greater than 1, then AF is equal to minus 1 by beta, and this is a condition of large negative feedback. And in all these equations, we have assumed some points, which are the input signal is transmitted to the output through the amplifier only, not through the feedback network. The feedback signal is transmitted from the output to the input through the feedback network only, not through the amplifier. And the feedback factor beta is independent of the load resistance.